Bradford Claude Brad Dourif is an American actor, voice artist, and comedian who gained early fame for his portrayal of Billy Bibbit in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and has since appeared in a number of memorable roles. He is best known for portraying Charles Lee Ray/Chucky in the Child's Play franchise, Deputy Clinton Pell in Mississippi Burning, younger brother in Ragtime, Peter de Vries in David Lynch's Dune, Gríma Wormtongue in The Lord of the Rings and Doc Cochran in Deadwood. Dourif has also worked with renowned film director Werner Herzog on many occasions, appearing in Scream of Stone, The Wild Blue Yonder, The Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call New Orleans and My Son, What Have You Done? From June through September, 2013, Dourif starred alongside Amanda Plummer in an off-Broadway revival of Tennessee Williams' The Two-Character Play, his first stage appearance in 29 years. Early life: Dourif was born Bradley Claude Dourif in Huntington, West Virginia on March 18, 1950, the son of Jean-Henri Dourif, an art collector who owned and operated a dye factory, and Joan Mavis Felton, an actress. His paternal grandparents emigrated from France, and his paternal grandfather co-founded the Standard Ultramarine and Color Company in Huntington. After Dourif's father died in 1953, his mother remarried champion golfer William C. Campbell, who helped raise Dourif and his 5 siblings. From 1963 to 1965, Dourif attended the private Aiken Preparatory School in Aiken, South Carolina. There, he pursued his interests in art and acting. Although he briefly considered becoming a flower arranger, he was eventually inspired to become an actor by his mother's participation as an actress in a community theater called Give Me Shelter. After Aiken Prep, Dourif attended another private school, Fountain Valley School in Colorado Springs, Colorado, graduating in 1968. Dourif attended Marshall University for a time, before quitting college and moving to New York City to study acting on the advice of actress Conchata Ferrell. Career: starting in school productions, Dourif progressed to community theater, joining up with the Huntington Community Players while attending Marshall. In New York, he studied with Sanford Meisner, and worked with Marshall Mason and Lanford Wilson at the Circle Repertory Company. During the early 1970s, Dourif appeared in a number of plays, off-Broadway and at Woodstock, New York, including The Ghost Sonata, The Doctor in Spite of Himself, and When You Comin' Back, Red Rider, in which he was spotted by director Milo Forman, who cast him in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Although One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is frequently cited as his film debut, in fact, Dourif made his first appearance in a low-budget film called Split, which was never released. His first studio film was W.W. and the Dixie Dance Kings, but his bit part was cut. Nevertheless, his portrayal of the vulnerable Billy Bibbit in Cuckoo's Nest was his big break, earning him a Golden Globe Award and a British Academy Award. He was also nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Skeptical of his instant stardom, Dourif returned to New York, where he continued in theater and taught acting and directing classes at Columbia University until 1988, when he moved to Hollywood. In 1981, Vincent Canby listed Dourif as one of 12 actors to watch, calling Dourif one of the most intense, most interesting young film actors of his generation. Stage: though Dourif is a prolific screen actor who hasn't been on stage in nearly 3 decades, he chose to star alongside Amanda Plummer in the off-Broadway revival of Tennessee Williams' The Two-Character Play that played to critical acclaim at the New World stages. He explained, in a filmed interview released by the producers, why he broke his 29-year hiatus from acting in live theater: "I hated the stage, did not want to do it. And then somebody said, 'Will you do a play? It's with Amanda Plummer,' and I said, 'Oh shit. No. Oh God, I'm gonna have to do this.'" It opened on June 10, 2013 and closed on September 29, 2013. Film and television: despite his attempts to avoid typecasting, Dourif frequently plays eccentric or disturbed characters, starting in Eyes of Laura Mars, John Huston's Wise Blood, Foreman's Ragtime and Mark Didon's Istanbul. Dourif then teamed up with director David Lynch for Dune and Blue Velvet. He also appears in the 1984 music video for the single Stranger in Town by Toto. Dourif has appeared in a number of horror films, notably as the voice of Chucky in the Child's Play franchise. He portrayed the Gemini Killer in The Exorcist III, Death Machine, but is broken from the horror genre with roles in Fatal Beauty, Mississippi Burning, Hidden Agenda, and London Kills Me. Dourif also played Gríma Wormtongue in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. On television, Dourif appeared in the X-Files episode Beyond the Sea as the psychic serial killer Luther Lee Boggs. He also portrayed Lon Sudo in a 3-episode story arc on Star Trek, Voyager, and has guest-starred as a troubled monk haunted by visions in Babylon 5. In 1984, Dourif played a suspected serial killer in the episode number 8 of Tales of the Unexpected. He played a role as a villain by the name of Wyatt in the Miami Vice episode Teresa. Dourif is also a fan of video games and voiced Zyvidro in Mice 3, Exile and Reed in Gun. He also voiced Pierrot Joplin in Dishonored. Dourif was cast as the Scarecrow in Batman Forever while Tim Burton was attached to the project. However, Joel Schumacher eventually took over the project and instead cast Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face and Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Other roles: Dourif has played a Doc Cochran in Deadwood, receiving a 2004 Emmy Award nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. He also appeared in Sinner and portrayed Sheriff Lee Brackett in Halloween and Halloween 2. In 2013, Dourif reprised his voice role as Chucky in Curse of Chucky, which has just finished filming. His daughter Fiona Dourif starred with him in the 6th installment of the Child's Play franchise. Dourif guest-starred in the 3rd season finale of Fringe. He also had a brief scene in one episode of Agents of SHIELD. Personal life: Dourif has been married twice. He had one daughter, Fiona Dourif, with his ex-wife Joni, and adopted Joni's daughter Christina Dourif Danu. Filmography, discography, 2012 Misery Together LP and download. Dourif contributed spoken words to 3 songs on this album by the Norwegian duo Thingamajigsaw. He also featured in the video to Drinking from the Bottle by Calvin Harris feat. Tiny Temper. Video games: Mice 3, Exile, as Zyvidro, Run Like Hell, as Fred, Gun, as Reverend Josiah Reed, Dishonored, as Pierrot. References. External links: Brad Dourif at the Internet Movie Database, Brad Dourif at the Internet Off Broadway Database, Brad Dourif at the TCM Movie Database, Brad Dourif at AllMovie.